Well, hey, everybody, this is Robert, and welcome to today's show on Outbreak News TV. And today we're going to be looking at how much arboviruses are going to cost Brazil in 2024. And this is a projection by an agency in Brazil looking at what's happening there now. And as we spoke about yesterday, the large amount of dengue that's going on in Brazil, but there's other arboviruses there too that we'll be taking a look at. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this is all about. So dengue, Zika, and chikungunya, three um, relatively common Aedes aegypti arboviruses. They'll deduct about uh, 15 billion real in Brazil, or that's about 3 billion US dollars from the economy in 2024. And this comes from a study presented by the Federation of Industries of the state of Minas Gerais. Now, this is not an actual study in a journal, but this was presented in a slide presentation recently. Now, in addition to affecting the GDP, the gross domestic product, the three arboviruses will cost healthcare about $5.2 billion, 5.2 billion real, or about $1 billion in tests, consultations, and medications. Now, according to the study, the diseases may prevent the creation or cut more than 214,000 jobs. The numbers were calculated based on confirmed cases and the Ministry of Health's projection that 4.2 million Brazilians will be infected with one of these diseases in 2024. The calculations to determine the impact on the GDP also took into account the number of days of absence of infected workers, which is 7 on average, according to the entity, and the cascade effect this causes in the economy. Now, the most affected would be the most labor intensive sectors like the service sector. So let's just take a look at where the numbers are, where they're getting this from as far as infections we have to date from January 1st to March 9th. And what we got is, as far as Zika virus, so far there's been 1,318 cases and no fatalities to date. And then we have chikungunya, which we have over 70,000 chikungunya cases, and there's been 27 fatalities reported to date, and another 54 under investigation. And lastly, like we spoke about yesterday, dengue, where there's been 1,342,000 dengue fever cases to date, with 363 fatalities among confirmed cases, and there's another 763 under investigation. So, like I spoke a little bit about yesterday, this epidemic that's going on in Brazil is going to cost them a lot of money in the battle um, through testing, through treatment and medication, through fumigation and other mosquito control methods. So, anyway, that's the latest on a different aspect of what's going on in Brazil right now. And I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time on Outbreak News TV.